This video contains the story of Little Nightmares 2, the digital comics, and the sounds of nightmares. I recommend clicking off and watching or playing these yourself before watching. The Thin Man, a mysterious character whose story is vast, complex, and Wait, what? The Thin Man, a mysterious character whose story is vast, complex, and we thought was complete. Little Nightmares has many theories. There's the time loop theory, the CC is 6 theory, which I will cover, by the way, and somehow the Roger is nice theory. Seriously, why does this exist? But something I don't just see surprisingly much of is why the Thin Man kidnapped 6. Like, I've scrolled. It's either everyone doesn't think it matters, which it does, or something I've seen surprisingly much of, that the Thin Man wanted to break the time loop. I thought I would make a video showing both my perspective and characterization of Mono that I hope you'll enjoy. But to start, who exactly is the Thin Man as a character? We meet the Thin Man as a child taking the name Mono, a boy dropped into a dystopian, eldritch world in his mind, called the Nowhere. In the Sounds of Nightmares, we are told that if a child is mentally unstable, they are targeted by the ferryman until they yield to it, believing that a nightmarish world is better than their own reality.
Only youth blooms, petals pure, but uprooted, spoils wait within.
She abandoned me. She wanted to get away from me.
Mono is a child whose hardships preceded the second game. Even before the betrayal, Mono was a child broken by the cards handed to him. This was shown both by the Little Nightmares 2 comics, and we will most likely see more evidence to this in the Descent to Nowhere. Contrary to his name, Mono wasn't always alone. Aside from 6, the Little Nightmares 2 comics show us Mono in a burning building with many children and a looming obscure figure. And in the recent teasers of the Descent to Nowhere, we also see Mono with Hush. We don't know exactly how the children and the Tape Girl story ends, but what we do know is that it won't end well. With someone facing repeated losses, including death and abandonment, someone who's always alone is bound to break. Mono is a character who sees himself as a protector. We see Mono risking his life to protect people he cares about time after time, and we see this with Hush in this image as well. When analyzing Mono as a character, we know he was stripped from the comfort zone of his home. We know that he sees himself as a protector, putting himself in harm's way and traumatizing himself in the name of being someone's hero. We also know that his attempts to shelter his friends were futile. Time and time again, Mono was forced to be separated by someone he trusts. When 6 dropped Mono, I believe he either didn't understand the concept of her betrayal or didn't care. We know that most monsters are single-minded creatures. The guests crave to eat. The teacher disciplines and teaches. The students rebel, and the janitor follows the lady's bidding. If we follow this pattern with the Thin Man, we could guess that it's making friends or protecting other children. I believe that when Mono became the Thin Man, his other emotions or will became a husk of who he used to be. A child whose motivations of sheltering others turned into a twisted type of guardian angel. We see this example with 6. Instead of hurting 6, the Thin Man places her in a room filled with toys and turns her into a monster instead of the eye-ish flesh the viewers become. So who exactly is the Thin Man as a character? The Thin Man is a child in an older and monstrous body, a character that is made of repetitive loneliness and betrayal, and wants to cling on to the only warmth that stayed since he's arrived into the Nowhere. even if it was fleeting and burned him in the end, because he will always protect and reach for the hands that once dropped him. This video has been in the works for a long time, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you want to watch more character analysis videos, future theories, or even my art, make sure to subscribe. See you!